Frankie Baskins. He called me up, he said, Billy, he'd already heard through the grapevine I was making, maybe at that time, $10,000, $15,000 a month, something like that, you know, which isn't that much, but it's a number, okay, because I wasn't doing anything. And so he calls me up and he said, Billy, I think I want to get in business with you. I'm ready to start my business now. I said, well, Frankie, I said, I don't have time to talk to you. I've got Success Magazine over here today, and I'm taking off the whole month of December. Even though I wasn't, but I was getting back at him because he's my buddy. He put me off for a year and a half. I was not showing who I was. I said, I can meet with you after the first of the year. We'll meet, we'll sit down, I'll tell you what you need to do, start your name of business, and I give you my word, I'll help you build a business. He said, okay, so we met on, I think it was January 3rd in a small town outside of Charlotte, North Carolina called Kannapolis. We stopped and met at a Mexican restaurant. We sat down, he said, what do I need to do? I said, you need to put 6 people on the product over the weekend. And I gave him a little guidebook called Roadmap Success. I said, fill out this book, read it, put 6 people on the product, and then you call me back up. Well, he called me back up like on Monday. He said, oh, I got me some people. I said, how many? He said, I got 4 people. He's just so excited. I said, I didn't say 4, I said 6. I said, go get me 2 more, and then we'll sit down and we'll talk. So he went and got 2 more people the same day, just putting them on the product. Then he put me in touch with this one guy. He was a redneck. Oh my gosh, I'm not even going to call his name out, but the guy was a good guy. I went and met him. He got real excited. He owned his own business. Then he said, will you come over and do a meeting for me at my office? There's one of my employees I want you to talk to. So yeah, I said, yeah. So I went, talked to him, and that employee got a little excited. He said, will you come to my house next Friday night? I want to share it with my friends. I said, sure. This is just one person at a time. So this guy's name is Jody Bean. I went to Jody Bean's house, lives an hour and a half away from me. He lives up on a mountain in a beautiful home, about a mile back in the woods. I'll never forget that night driving up through, a deer ran across the road in front of me. And it was dark, it scared me, I thought it was a bear or something. And Jody's wife is a liability attorney. She wasn't sold on this business that night I pulled up there. So his wife gave me the cold shoulders. If I'd walked on the side of the room, she'd walk to the other side. You could cut the air with a knife. So that was my first event in his house. But guess what? He had 17 people in his house. I've never seen this opportunity. Okay, 17 people. By the end of the meeting, his wife saw or heard something and realized that her husband just in a few weeks had gotten results in the product. She was sold on it. And so by the end of the meeting, we had a computer set up. All 17 people were standing in line to see who could sign up first. All right, Jody Bean took off. His business exploded. Okay, exploded. It exploded. We put 1,000 people in under him within 4 months. It took my friend Frankie Baskins, it took him straight to presidential, which is the elite club. 6-figure income, did in 4 months, and he's been there ever since. That's what can happen in this business for you. Now, how simple was that? Remember, I just put 2 people on, and then they went to put a couple. That's how, if you make it any more complicated than that, you're missing the point. This is real simple, folks. Don't make it complicated. You build this business one person at a time. You don't build it by having hundreds and hundreds of people at a meeting. It doesn't work, okay? One person at a time will lead you to the groups of people, which took my business in 17 countries by word of mouth. And I'm going to shut up now. And I think we have one more video to watch. It's 57 seconds long, and then we're going to eat pizza. And we're going to let you taste the product. And I'm going to keep coming back down here monthly. I'm looking for somebody to work with. That's why I keep coming down here. It may lead me to some other town here in Florida, I don't know. But guess what? If I go work with them personally, whoever put me on these people is going to be under you, okay? And this money keeps getting bigger and bigger. Right now, we're going to do $120 million this year. Our projections in the next 3 years, we'll be doing $500 million as a company, folks. That's so. Where's your opportunity? Make your mind up tonight. How big of a piece of pie do you want out of $500 million? It's not happening with or without. Everyone in here can quit. Okay? It's not still happening. Trust me. I've been doing this 7 years. I've seen a lot of people come and go. I have a lot of people quit every week. Guess what? I have 300 to 500 people come into my business every week. New people, I don't know. How would you like to get commissions off 300 to 500 people every week coming into your business? New people, not counting the 8,000 other people that are on active auto ship order that you make monthly incomes off of. Global bonuses, trips. I just got back from Jamaica, I guess it was about 3 or 4 weeks ago. All expense paid trip. Limousine picked me up at the airport. Took my daughters. We had a great time. Get to do a lot of travel. This is a multi-million-dollar business. I never went to college. This is about as close as I've ever been to college tonight, right? Right? This is as close as I'll ever be. But guess what? I have spoken at so many colleges around the United States. I need to start pulling some professors in here and teach them how to make some money. Because they don't teach that in college. You know, I'm not knocking college. I wished I would have went. I didn't have the grades good enough, and I didn't want to waste my parents' money because they didn't have, my parents didn't have money to send me to college. And I knew that if I went to college, it had just been all about partying. Okay, folks, that was me. I was a partier. Okay? I just barely made it out of high school. But I'll tell you one thing, I know how to make money, I know how to make a lot of money, and I know how to help people make money. And that's what it's all about. Okay? The more money you make, the more money you give away. I've given away more money in the last 5 years than I've given away in the last 30. Okay? And if it hadn't been for this business, I could have never done that. So I have spoken enough tonight. I'm going to shut up unless there's anybody that wants to add anything. I'd like to ask a couple of questions real quick from fairly new people. Desmond, what's the reason why you got involved, number one? Number two, what's the biggest check you've made in a week?
The reason I got involved in Vemma is my best friend I've known my whole life since 5th grade. Basically, told me, do you trust me? This is an opportunity that changed my life, and it's something that, this is something that, I could not turn down once I had the opportunity given me from my best friend. So my biggest check I've ever seen actually was my first week in the company, and it was $700. So I basically made what it takes me 2.5 weeks working Monday through Friday, 9 to 5, I made in 4 days. So that obviously changed my life like that. So.
Great. Levante, what's your biggest check you've ever made in a week?
Surprisingly, he's made a bigger check.
That's all.
My biggest check is only $450, and that was 2 months in. But it is the feeling of helping my best friend make money, and then the aspect of helping.
Had you ever made it? All right. Now you have worked
since I was 15.
All right. Had you in traditional working? Had you ever made $400 and some in a week? I mean, I'm just curious. How many hours were you working a week when you had a full-time job?
The most hours that I was working at a regular job, I was working about 45 hours at 18 years old.
And how much money were you making?
Roughly about $300.
About $300. So part-time, and how many hours a week? Just guessing.
Honestly, I spend 2 to 3 hours a week, just a little bit.
So 3 or 4 hours a week, he made $450. Is his biggest check in a week? Christine, what's your biggest check you've made in a week?
I've been in the business now 4 months, and the biggest check I've made was $550. And I work maybe an hour, most 2 hours a day, taking a day off here and there.
Folks, this is not who you know, it's who you know who they know, okay? There's going to be thousands of people that come out of this room tonight. And it just may be from 1 or 2 people in this room, I don't know, okay? 1 or 2 people in this room I get it. A lot of people just can't wrap. My accountant been doing my books for, I pay my accountant full time, that's all he does, okay? I have other businesses also. I have a real estate business, have a nursing home, a .com company, but it's all funded from my Vemma business. That's where my cash cow is. My accountant cannot wrap this around his brain how this stuff works. Is that not funny? I mean, that just blows my mind. He can't see this. And it keeps getting bigger and bigger. Guess what? He drinks the product, though. They buy it from him. So, hey. But anyway, if you just walk out of here tonight, this is what I want you to do. Don't think too long about this. Because this thing's this gonna take off. If this interests you, for once in your life, step out on a limb. And we're gonna show a video here. It's
Hold on, I
last
got a
57
question.
seconds.
I got a question. So I own a small tutoring company, right?
Right. Mhm.
And I'm studying right now to run a nursing home later on, so I'm in like the same kind
Yeah.
of field. But sales, I've done sales, and I was good at it, but I didn't like it.
Mhm.
How is this different from other sales?
Well,
Well,
you're not,
actually,
well, let me answer that after we finish this. Okay, so we're gonna watch a 57 second video, and then we'll,